And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to yet another Showtime and Kev podcast. I'm your boy, Cory, Showtime Robinson, Facebook. No, I'm not Kazim Rahman.
You are Kazim Rahman.
And no, I'm not Terrell Big T Butler. Shout out to both of them. Those are my homies.
The algorithms.
Stop doing that bullshit.
The algorithms are not wrong. You are Kazim Rahman.
I am not.
You're Kazim Rahman.
I'm not.
Look.
I met him in person one time.
Google is never wrong, dude. Like, you're Kazim. That's what it is.
Before we get too far away, Kevin, would you do your island intro, please?
In the name of the one called Emperor Selassie, I come to the travel of Judah, King of Kings, and Santa Cruz, regular music festival over the Rascal, and go up in his peace, Lord have mercy. Barakashak, Barak, Buk, Buk, Yagayo. Lord have mercy. Enough Ting Zagwan.
We are officially live.
Enough Ting Zagwan.
Thank you for tuning in to yet another Showtime and Kev podcast. It's been a crazy ass week. It's always a crazy ass week.
Yeah, that's kind of the standard. I mean, at this point, like, saying shit was crazy last week is pointless.
The world is literally on fire in South America right now. Like the shit shit is burning. It's crazy.
Right. The Brazil fires are happening right now. That's a real thing. But you should really ask scientists about this. It's not that big of a deal. The Brazil rainforest burns every year. That happens every year. And so this whole idea of like 20% of the lungs of the world is on fire, it's not really true. It's actually more like 5%.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah. So most of the recycling of air comes from the ocean and not from the forest. So it's not that big. The only reason it's a big deal is because the indigenous people that live in that forest won a lawsuit against the logging, mining companies, whatever. And so the fact that suddenly their lands are on fire is super, super suspicious.
Very. And nobody's really seeming to do anything to stop it either.
Right. I think Angela Bassett did it, really. Sorry, that's a...
Stella got a groove back. She decided like the Amazon rainforest on fire?
It's a waiting to exhale reference.
Just walking away like so the whole thing is started by like a burning BMW is what you're telling me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like so basically the mining companies got mad that they'd lost the lawsuit, so they're like, fuck everybody, we're just gonna set this shit on fire. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but Bolsonaro's totally cool with it. Leader of Brazil.
Oh yeah. I mean he's
Prime Minister, I think it is. Presidente.
He is the. What is it? President, Prime Minister, he's whoever. The
Something
guy's in charge.
He's the P guy up there.
Yeah.
Principal in charge.
Yeah. So
he's
anyway.
the principal of Brazil.
Yeah, he's been trying for years now to make like protected areas more open for mining and all that stuff. So, but the point is, it's not that great of a deal. I mean, we're not gonna die. Like we're not gonna run out of oxygen. Everybody, calm down.
Okay. Since you are a scientist, I'm going to take your word for it. But please tell me why the rainforest burning down is not such a big deal.
Because one, it burns every year.
Okay. Kind of like California.
Yeah, but not to this extent. They said it's 80% more this year than it was previously, which is almost like double the amount of burning, which is cause for concern. Yeah. But even if that happens, it's not going to tilt things too far. We might lose a couple species. A couple people might.
What's that all? Who needs leopards?
Yeah. I mean, losing species is a real problem because the ecosystems are really, really complicated, and you never know. Like that little newt that you think is just like a menace. That newt eats some bacteria that eats something that eats something that
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. Like if the bees got killed, we'd all be dead.
Right, yeah, exactly. Which they are, by the way, and we should be more worried about that.
We should be more worried about bees than the trees.
Yeah, absolutely, because bees pollinate all the plants and so we're definitely gonna die, but not because of that. But the good news is I've lived a pretty good life, so I'm happy with it all collapsing. And I'm still healthy enough to fight off the radioactive orphans when they fight me for my clean water.
Radioactive war.
Well, I've been prepared. I saw Mad Max 1 and 2, so I'm ready.
Witness!
We don't need another hero. Brr, brr. We don't need another. Shout out to Tina Turner.
All right, I'm just typing the question of the day in the comments. The question of the day, folks, who is the greatest athlete that has never won a championship in any sport? And we'll take an all-comers on this one. Right. Who is your favorite athlete? No, not your favorite. Who is the best athlete that has never won a championship or gold medal or anything like that along those lines? Go ahead. But yeah, back to the burning of the Amazon. Apparently not a big deal. Bees are a bigger deal, and I'm standing next to a scientist.
Well,
Computer scientist.
yeah, but you know, it's
I just
good
like
enough.
saying my friend's a scientist.
Well, it's it's useful because there's so much nonsense and disinformation like on YouTube and on Facebook. A person like myself who's been trained in science, like the moment I see something that's completely nonsensical, like I don't have to be an expert in the field to know that it's nonsense. Like there's certain principles about it. But anyway, this is getting a bit far afield. The point is with the Brazilians, we can still go to Rio next year, and I still want to go. There's a lot of hot women in Brazil. I'm trying to find a way to angle this conversation into discussion about thongs, and I just can't seem to.
Does every woman in Brazil do squats? Is it a soccer thing? Like why? Is it something in the meat or the platanos? Like what is it that gives y'all that ass, man?
It's genetic. I mean, you know.
Who's genetics? Portuguese, African? Like what's going on? How's this happening? And how we make more of it?
Well, okay. Well, I personally don't know, but I've written grants before, so I would like to write a grant to go study and figure out exactly what that's about.
I will find a way to do it too. It might cost me our relationship, but she'll understand.
This is science, baby.
It is science, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what? I'm being sponsored by Pornhub. Somebody's got to pay for these things.
I mean, the human mind is an inquisitive thing. We like to learn things. We'd like to know.
It's just a tiny piece of cloth that goes right between your butt crack, and it's mesmerizing.
But okay, slightly super off topic. But there was a time in the early 2000s where a lot of black sports players were going to Brazil to hang out. Everybody, you can't see this, but Cory's girlfriend just replied on the channel, "No, the fuck I won't." Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last episode of Showtime and Kev. I hope you enjoyed.
Fellas, just let this be a lesson to you. At some point, you're gonna find a woman that means absolutely everything to you, and she's going to haunt your dreams. Nothing you do will be safe.
She literally just jumped on the track, like, "No, the fuck I won't."
My girlfriend has got a video feed to me right now.
Wow.
This very moment. She's looking at me and said, "Nigga, no, you didn't."
So we're going to skip the next 3 topics.
I started sweating more. I'm sweating further. I got hotter.
Yeah, but we're going to skip the next 3 topics and move on to something a bit more ridiculous. And this week in ridiculous Trump shit.
Oh, boy.
So
which particular thing are we talking about now? Like, so much has happened.
I you know what? At times I can't even like pick one. But this is the dude said he wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark, and Denmark was like, "That's absurd." Right? We don't buy countries anymore. This is not like the 1800s. You don't do that shit.
Okay, complete bullshit aside, just from a complete business standpoint, and keep in mind that's his domain. That's supposed to be shit he knows better than anything, especially being a president or a politician.
Right.
But in the business standpoint, that's basically like him going to Sony to buy Sega.
How?
Yeah, exactly my point. Like, those are two completely unrelated things. Like, they both make video games, but one doesn't own the other.
But actually, no. Well, Denmark used to own Greenland, but it doesn't. It's a protectorate of Greenland. I'm sorry, it's a protectorate of Denmark. I mean, it is owned. But the problem is, you don't buy countries anymore. The last time people bought countries was during the Louisiana Purchase, okay? And that happened in 1802. That was Napoleon.
And we had a slight disagreement to where I was thinking, like, that's not owning the country. That's like more like buying real estate. You know what I mean? Like, you don't own the land. Like, you own the land and the buildings, but you don't necessarily own like, you didn't change the regime. You know what I mean?
Well, when you buy real estate, you're actually buying a piece of property someone's selling to you. When you try to buy a country, there's people on there. What is this? It's not a fucking ant farm. You can't just buy people.
I'm not arguing that shit at all.
You can't do that. Like, who the fuck? Like, okay, Louisiana Purchase happened in 1803, okay? And that happened because Napoleon was overextended and he wanted, so he sold all of Louisiana for, what was it? $15 million and a bunch of beads.
Like, even though that was like 1860? When did you say?
1803.
Yeah, 1803. I'm sure that was like close to 100 million, but that's still like less than a sports team for a third of the country.
Yeah. I mean, it was nothing. It was a ridiculous price. But the thing was,
we had a shitty GM back then. No, we had a great GM. They had a shitty. No. We had a shitty GM. They had a great GM. We had a shitty deal. We sold way too much shit that we didn't even necessarily have. You know what I mean? There's still people on it, but this country's big on like selling people. You know what I mean? So
But at the time, yeah. I mean, selling people
at the time, it hasn't changed.
was not a great thing. Well, I mean, we do sell people now, but we do it through prisons, which is the loophole in the 13th Amendment. So the 13th Amendment says that everyone is free unless you've run afoul of the law, in which case your services can be sold, and that's the loophole that they have most black people in. So that's why people like AT&T will have prisoners answering the phone for 15 cents an hour.
That sounds
about
right.
So
and that explains the service you get from AT&T.
Hello, yeah, what's up?
You better pay your bill, motherfucker.
As soon as I get out this joint, like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, it's Trump really Trump thinking that he can buy a country from another country straight up is the most on-brand thing he's done as president. Like that sounds like something he would try to do in his day-to-day operations.
Yeah, like no sense of what's real or like what's actually happening in the world. He's just, says some shit.
Can you imagine Trump the country?
Yeah, it's called Alabama. My family lives in Florida. Like, you go like Alabama is like one state away, and it's like, yeah, that's what you get.
I believe it, but man, like that is some foul. Like, no, I mean, first of all, everything would be gold and bankrupt, and all the people would be white,
right?
And all the houses would be half built because he gave up on the contract and shit and pulled out and blamed the contractors.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of like third world countries that look like that. I mean, you can go to certain parts of the Caribbean and you'll see like half-built houses. You'll see like where like the president, his son lives in London and like he has all the money, everybody else is poor. Like America is going to be a third world country.
There'll be Russian prostitutes everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, which is I'm used to third world countries, so I'm like, all right, I'm cool. How about are you cool with that, Cory?
No. I've lived in second and a half world countries. I haven't lived in the third world yet.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Seaside is kind of like a colony within a colony. So,
it is. That's what I'm saying. But should we spend any more time on this bullshit or keep
No. Let's keep it pushing, man.
Let's talk sports so you can go, yeah.
Because
stop touching me.
Dwight Howard is a Laker again. Oh my God. The gift that keeps on giving. Dwight Howard, flight coward, is a Laker again. Cory, your response. Cory, are you alive? Are you okay? Cory? Please, can we get some smelling salts here? Can we get some medical assistance, please? Dwight fucking Howard. He's a Laker again. And this happened because what? Because Boogie got hurt. Yeah.
And in this sense, I feel like I would rather have Boogie with the torn ACL. I would rather have Boogie with the torn ACL in a suit on the sideline all season instead of Dwight Howard active on our roster.
I can't stop laughing. Like my face hurts right now. Like it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
Like how much?
You have our old player in D'Angelo Russell. So all I can hope is that he catches like Steph Curry with some chick.
What? Dimes him out?
Yeah. And then we got y'all old center, and just like clockwork, he's fucking hurt. And then we decide the best case scenario is Dwight Howard again. God fucking damn it, shit, cocksucker.
By the way, side note, I've always maintained that Steph Curry has to be a player. That dude has to have like a bag full of iPhones. I don't give a fuck.
He's a smart guy. He went to Davidson for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Like, he has color-coded iPhones. But yeah, Dwight Howard is back, apparently because of this injury.
Remember how dead set I was again? Like,
okay, so let me ask you this.
Let me finish. I didn't mention this on the podcast. Remember how like just in passing we talk about how like I didn't want Melo on the Lakers because like I don't see why he'd be there.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, fuck it, I'll take Melo.
You take Melo over Dwight Howard.
Yeah, just because it's less of a dumpster fire that's going to happen. Now here's the one.
No. I think you're wrong because at least Dwight, when his back is good, he can get rebounds and he can block shots.
True.
I mean, he was actually
he's got a higher upside on the court on paper than Melo does.
No, people forget when he was in LA, he was averaging 17 points a game and he had 12 rebounds a game.
17 points a game.
Dude, he was averaging 12 rebounds a game. When he's playing
The
for
12
Lakers.
rebounds is impressive. The 17 points is not, especially because he couldn't shoot.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He got
he's
17 points because he got 12 rebounds.
well, he's
5 of those is 10 points.
He's a
What
back
the
to
fuck
the
are you talking
basket.
about?
He's a back to the basket kind of guy. Like, you know, no, I'm not saying he's shooting the
No,
lights out.
no. Here's the thing. He's not a back to the basket type of guy. That's the problem. If he was a back to the basket type of guy, like they tried to train him to be, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Hakeem Olajuwon tried to train him to be, he would be a decent player that
Right.
wouldn't have dropped off. That would probably still be an all-star, but you know his attitude and shit, whatever. But if he actually played that way, he would have some kind of functional offensive game. His
Right.
problem is he wants to try and face up and dribble past you like he's a guard,
Right.
and he has no guard skills whatsoever. We have Anthony Davis for all that.
Yeah, Anthony Davis can actually really play all 5 positions. Like, he's actually that dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy's not.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So we got, like, a poor man's Anthony Davis with Anthony Davis.
3 back surgeries later, 10 baby mamas later.
Yeah.
And can you imagine him coming on the court for the first time?
One very embarrassing, maybe homosexual scandal later. He was out all last year with a booty injury, boy. How's that not suspect?
That's one of the... He's stupid. That's one of
The boy's booty wasn't working. He couldn't play.
That's one of the funniest things is that he's out, but. And I was like, yeah, he is butt. The dude is ass, okay? He's terrible.
Literally, yes.
By the way, he allegedly dated a transgender person, which is it's fine. Look,
Who cares? But it's
mean-
funny.
I mean,
like,
I'll tell you,
especially when you have an ass injury, it's funny.
I'm gonna as a tall person, like when I go on like dating websites, I do get a lot of attention from transgender people because I'm tall. Flat out, like they're like, oh well, you know,
I could wear heels around him.
exactly, yeah, exactly. I could make it more magical, you know. So that's not surprising. So the fact that he ended up dating a transgender person is not surprising.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care about his sexual preference. That's whatever. If he if he comes out, if coming out of the closet makes you a better player, then man, suck a dick before the game. But all I gotta say is, all the shit that he put this team through, and now we're dealing with this again.
Right.
Like
So-
the one saving grace is like his contract is like completely terminable. So like if
it's a non-guaranteed contract.
non-guaranteed until January. So if he fucks up in any way, shape, or form, if it's just not working out, we can
Right.
cut him and it won't cut against the cap, and we're good.
Right, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So do you guys still have that 50-foot banner, that D12 banner? Do you still have that banner in the closet somewhere? Do you think Jeannie Buss has that 50-foot banner? Like bring that shit out the garage. It's right back there behind the.
Do you have to twist the knife so deep, Kevin? Like this,
It's right there behind the shoes I never wear.
I just felt it scrape my spinal, like my C7. You son of a bitch.
That D12 banner is right behind those shoes I never wear. Right behind the camping equipment. Go get it.
Somewhere Kobe is laughing his fucking ass off. Like,
I think Kobe burned the banner. I think he burned it.
I think he did, and I think he rolled up the person that printed it. I saw your post, motherfucker. Ian Harris, what's good, baby? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, what's cracking, Ian Harris?
We were
Good to see
just
you, bro.
we were just talking about Trump, and it was so stupid. We gave up and decided to go to sports so Kevin could talk shit about how we have Dwight Howard.
I would love the first moment Dwight Howard comes off the bench to hear the boos. Just the boos. And that's just Kobe. Like Kobe
That's
will show
just
up.
Kobe,
Kobe's
yeah.
just gonna show up to the game just to boo that motherfucker. Like that's
Oh,
how bad that dude was.
That just that hurts my feelings. But
Steve Nash is gonna come to the game. All
I'm
right.
sure, I'm sure we can still come back to this. Let's keep it going in sports. We had a very interesting thing happen in the NFL recently. Andrew Luck just pissed off. Andrew Luck is an NFL quarterback that just pissed off more football fans than Colin Kaepernick by retiring.
Yo, I did not know that this
You
morning.
legit didn't even hear.
Yeah, I called-
You called me to find out.
Yeah, I called Cory this morning. He's like, "Did you hear Andrew Luck retired?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, man. Are you
Dead ass?
serious?"
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
How the fuck?
He retired, and it's basically because like this should be a more indictment on football. Like this shit, it's one of my favorite sports. I had to stop fucking with it almost completely because just like they're so tyrannical and so bad for your health. But even no, I don't want to.
Do you want to tag Reggie Matthews?
That's evil. But like, yeah, I keep saying Colin Kaepernick. Andrew Luck does not want to continue playing football because he's had so many injuries over the last few years, and they've misdiagnosed his injury so many times the last few years. Like went from like a neck to a shoulder to like a vein in his arm or something like that, and they couldn't figure it out. So he just decided, you know what, man, I'm good.
Right.
You know?
He has $100 million in the bank. You know, Stanford graduate, first round draft pick. I mean, he's good. He's 29. He doesn't have to keep getting his kidney lacerated. You know, because his offensive line is butt.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Butt would be an improvement.
Butt
for
would
him.
be an improvement.
Yeah.
They're not even ass.
Yeah. But that's the crazy thing. Like, that's just how dangerous football is. Like, Andrew Luck is a damn good quarterback. He was very good at his job.
Right.
And he's just like, I want to still have all my marbles intact someday.
Yeah, and he's a big quarterback too, and that's the problem
dude,
too.
yeah.
So he's like he's like 6'6", 240, something like that. So people would be tackling him like, oh, we got to take him down. So he was taking heavy shots. Like he was really getting beat up. My only thing is, man, why quit in the middle of the game, dog?
So many people.
Why quit in the middle of the game, my dude?
So many people had just picked him on their fantasy team.
My G. Wait till the end of the game, though. Like how the fuck? Remember Vontae Davis, Buffalo Bills?
Yeah.
He
quit
just
at halftime.
Halftime. He's like, peace. He just jumped in the car, and drove the fuck off.
It's the Bills, man. Like, I get it.
Like, come on, man. Like how? He gonna be in the middle of working at Starbucks, just throw your apron off and be like, "Make your own frappuccino, motherfucker."
If it's Starbucks, I totally understand that. If you're an NFL quarterback, I don't. That's a lot of money and it's a very hard job to get. But yeah,
that is true.
That lets you know, like the head trauma just ain't worth it.
But come on, in the middle of the game though.
I don't know what made him just up and quit. Like I feel like there had to be like something going on with like the ownership or the head coach or something for him to be like, you know what, fuck this, I retired.
But I mean, at least like, okay, say I can't play I can't go, coach, I can't go. You know, put in the second string dude, and at the end of the game, but you like the middle of the game, you just like put your shit in the car and just roll out. Like, come on, man.
Real quick, shout out to everybody watching us on Twitch. I see you. I just can't respond immediately. Make your own damn frappuccino. I see you.
Yeah, shout out to Twitch. I generally am. Okay, fine. Twitch is okay, but the teenagers yelling racial slurs. Yeah. You guys need to stop that.
I also want to reiterate our question of the day: who is the best athlete you've ever seen that never won an not NBA championship, any championship in any sport that they've been? Real quick, Ian says something that's crazy because all these crazy injuries and concussions, so they make new rules, and we as Americans bitch that the sport got too pussy. I was one of them. I agree. I was like, damn, we don't even know what a hit is anymore.
Right.
Mainly because I'm a Niners fan, and that year we were playing the Saints for a chance to go to either the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. We knocked the shit out of Drew Brees legally, like we hit him in the chest, and just because we hit him so hard, we lost that game. It was a penalty. So that was where I was coming from with it, and that's how you get caught up in the game. But like when you really step back and think about it, these guys are having a car crash
all the time.
Every time they make a tackle.
Yeah, it's like being dropped off a 3-story building repeatedly. It's awful. I have no idea why people would play that game. Yeah. I mean, if they want to do it, but
no, I did play it. I can tell you exactly why. It's fun as shit. It's one of the best looking sports you've ever, like when you're watching football. You're a fan of the game, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. Like there's nothing that makes you feel better than scoring a touchdown or knocking a guy on his ass. It's great for the endorphins and stuff. It's an awesome contact sport, but it's so fucking dangerous that it's killing people. And Andrew Luck sees the writing on the wall. He's a very smart dude, like you said, and he's like, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Cam Newton's on that track too. Like Cam hasn't been healthy in the last couple of years, and it's his fault too because he's been playing this kind of bully ball where he's like, I'm gonna take it, and he's running up against these defensive ends.
Yeah,
and it's like
practically the same thing. They're the same size.
But they're heavier though.
They're more dense for sure. They're coming at you.
235 versus 6'6", 270 is two different things.
Yeah, but like that 235 is coming at you fast.
Right, that's true.
It's running a 4.8. You don't want those problems, man.
Man, what position do you play?
I was an offensive lineman, and that's why I no longer play. Because I'm a pretty big guy, but I'm short. And then you compare me to an offensive lineman, I'm very much not going any further than that.
Right.
Like 6'4", 325 pounds is like minimum for an NFL offensive lineman.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit taller. You could be a running back though.
Nah, I'm slow. That's not gonna happen.
Okay, a walking back. How about that?
I could be a fullback. That would work actually.
Not a running back. How about a walking
If
back?
I ever got in like the most peak tip top condition, I could probably be like I'd be like a Mike Tolbert one day.
Jeez.
Or it could have been a Mike Tolbert.
Yeah,
one day.
fullbacks are kind of gone anyway.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
That's gone.
Yeah, it's kind of a single back league now.
I still look back to that Vontae Davis moment where he just like halftime playing against the LA Chargers. But by the way, it still hurts me to say LA Chargers.
That doesn't make sense.
Halfway through the game, he's like, he's not coming out the locker room. He's done.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like any job? If I'm just like, hey, you know what? Hey man, peace. I just like walk the fuck.
I don't have to imagine it. I've done that.
Walk the fuck out of a.
I've walked out of several jobs like that.
Really?
I've
You have
yeah, I've gotten into a fist fight with my boss. By the way, I quit one time.
a fist fight.
Oh yeah,
What?
like I was working at a pizza place in like in Las Vegas when I was like 19, right? And my boss like let me. I was supposed to be off Friday, Saturday, and my boss said if I no, I was supposed to be off Saturday, Sunday, and my boss said if I work Friday, Saturday, I could have Sunday, Monday off, right?
Okay.
And so I worked those days, and then like I guess she forgot, and then calls me up like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "Dude, you told me I didn't have to be here today because I work Friday, Saturday." And he's like, "Well, if you don't get here now, you're fired." So I go down there, and not only did he just write me into the what you call it, the schedule, the ink was still wet. And I was like, dude, and I called him out about it. And he said, "You know what? Just go home." And I was like, "All right, I will." And I threw my hat down. I walked the fuck out. And then he chased me back and chased me into the parking lot. So I stole him.
Oh. What?
Like you rolled up on me and grabbed me behind my back like you want to do something. So I hit him.
You stole on him.
Yeah.
You dropped some bees on him.
Yeah.
You put a 2-piece and a biscuit on him.
No, it wasn't like you know, like I just hit him and walked away. Like it was a fight. Like they had to break it up. But like yeah, like he turned around. I socked him.
Oh, I hope this is all.
They
being
tried to
recorded.
press charges. I'm like, we got cameras. You instigated this shit.
Right. Yeah. You,
I left. I quit. I was done with this shit.
yeah. If you walk away and somebody puts hands on you, then it's up to you to defend yourself.
Exactly. I stood my ground.
AKA dropping bees on them.
Yeah. Oh man.
So now we know that Cory will stand his ground.
And we also know why my why my fucking resume isn't so great.
Put somebody in the head.
Moving right along. I just want to say this right now on behalf of all black people. I don't give a fuck about these chicken sandwiches. God damn. Why?
I don't. Okay. Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes. I'm new to this. Like I have no idea this would be so much controversy. I didn't understand like all the memes, and I mean people were getting generally offended. Like somebody put a meme that said that, you know, Chick-fil-A was friends, whereas Popeyes was living single, and people.
It is definitely taking a racial turn on the internet.
It's gotten pretty racial.
It's
gotten
really
pretty
like you
ugly.
got to pick your poison, either Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. And the funny thing is, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays and has their really interesting politics. And Popeyes is like, nigga, do you have $2? Show up.
For real, like they will give you a basket for like $5, man. Like,
Yeah, they'll give you $2. Give you $2 Tuesdays or whatever the hell it was, like 2-piece Tuesday.
They don't give a fuck, man. They'll give you a whole chicken, man. They're like, hey, just take it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is ridiculous how much chicken they give you at Popeyes.
It is ridiculous how quickly this took over everybody's consciousness. Like we were just arguing about Jay-Z in the NFL, and motherfuckers forgot about that shit in 24 hours because like a new fried chicken sandwich hit the deal. And the funny thing is,
What is the? I mean, I'm not here to like diss black people, but I mean, what does it say that you could get distracted by a chicken sandwich?
And it's frustrating.
There's like real issues right now.
Yeah, there's very real issues, and it's stereotypical because like black people aren't the only people that like fried chicken.
No,
Like we're not keeping it.
Colonel Sanders is white as fuck.
If
okay?
Popeyes, KFC, and churches all relied on black people to keep the doors open, they would have tanked years ago.
Right.
White people love chicken too. Matter of
Right.
fact, everybody loves chicken. It's a universal animal. It's like pretty much anywhere you go on the planet, they eat chicken. If you think about it. Like name a country that feels like chicken is a animal you can't, like if you're vegetarian you don't fuck with chicken, but like there's no place
Alaska. They don't have chickens.
I'm
there.
pretty sure if you like hatch them or whatever, you would eat
There's
chicken
no
there.
there's no chickens
You
in
can
Alaska.
you
my
can get a
dude.
chicken sandwich in Alaska.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
What?
Yes, you can.
There's no chickens in Alaska.
There's a Blockbuster Video in Alaska. I guarantee they have a fucking Popeyes.
There is not a Popeyes in Alaska.
Google
no.
that shit. Anchorage, Alaska. There's a Popeyes chicken. I'm certain
No.
of it.
I'm telling. Okay, go ahead. Keep
My
talking.
colleague is a computer scientist, and he doesn't believe that there's chicken in Alaska. That doesn't make sense. There may not be chickens rocking around in that cold ass shit, but I guarantee chicken has gotten there. It's expensive as fuck too.
Oh, there is a Popeyes in Anchorage, Alaska. I stand corrected.
Because I have a business degree and I know how that shit works.
The fuck? 2960 C Street, Anchorage, Alaska, zip code 99503. There's a Popeyes in Alaska. What the fuck is a Popeyes?
And you just gave them a bunch of free pub to to all of our 2 viewers.
Why is there a Popeye? Who is eating Popeyes chicken in Alaska?
Some very cold black person that's working on an oil rig.
Like, nigga, this is so good right now, dog.
Yo, and that's the other thing is the time out, Kevin. The over like I don't care how good the sandwich is. The fact that so many people have like just voiced their opinion, like Popeyes is running out. There's lines around the fucking block for Popeyes chicken for the first time in human history.
There's fight videos of people fighting, like trying to get Popeyes chicken.
People are throwing shit at the workers at the Popeyes over the chicken sandwiches. Stop doing this shit. Stop it. Yes, Alaskans do eat chicken. Thank you.
Well, I'm just kind of flabbergasted as to like who in Alaska is going, you know what I need right now? Some Louisiana cuisine.
You know why?
Well,
Because it's hot.
It's like, well,
hot and
dude,
spicy. They
well,
can't get
if
either
you
one
want
of those.
Louisiana cuisine, why are you living in Alaska? Move. Like, I don't get it.
People will pay you to live in Alaska.
So
Anyway.
this Popeyes controversy, the whole thing was like they came out with a chicken sandwich and they started talking shit on Twitter to Chick-fil-A, and the Chick-fil-A people started shooting back.
Yeah.
And then everybody kind of jumped in the fray, and within a week it just became like they said they got like the equivalent of like $25 million in free
I
advertising.
guarantee this is going to be a case study in a marketing textbook.
They
in
got
like
the
15
equivalent of $25 million in free advertising just from black people arguing over what the best chicken sandwich is.
And you know what's really funny about
What's up with that?
the whole Twitter thing between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A? Wendy's got involved, and Wendy's wants all that smoke.
Oh! Wendy's
Wendy's
better
on-
shut the fuck up.
Wendy's on Twitter is so much full of, like, they are just always just starting shit.
No, Wendy's better keep quiet. Their chicken sandwich has been garbage for a minute. They better not start. Yo, this is not. Hey, this is grown folks talking. Wendy's, don't. Shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking. You hear?
The only reason anybody ever eats at Wendy's is because this particular truck stop doesn't have a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Subway.
Right, exactly. If you had that Flying J and you looking around,
Yeah.
you on the 5 trying to get
You had a pilot, like, I guess Wendy's works.
right. So Wendy's, don't get involved, dog. Like this is you junior varsity, dog. Don't do it. Don't do it.
The best meme about this whole chicken thing is McDonald's McChicken sandwich. Like, they'll be back when they're broke.
Absolutely, because McDonald's is just like.
But the idea that it's that there was a food.
Do you realize that McDonald's is barely biodegradable?
No, it's not. It's not even biodegradable. Like, that shit. Like, you can leave a McDonald's sandwich out for like days. It won't rot.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely not. I mean, you could put that shit on the moon and come pick it up in 10 years. They can still eat it.
It's more processed than Lil' Kim's hair.
Or her butt, but that's
Wendy's
all.
is a Twitter thug. Wendy's be talking shit on Twitter. Like, I follow Wendy's on Twitter. I don't even like the food. I just do it just because they talk so much shit as a corporation. Like, I don't know how their board of directors lets their social media team talk so much shit, but I love it. Because they be calling out Arby's and I saw one that said Arby's had a sign that said, we have chicken sandwiches too. And Wendy said, nobody gives a fuck.
Damn. Wendy's like the 50 Cent.
Like, who the fuck asked you?
Wendy's is the 50 Cent fast food spots, man. They're just
They
trashing.
really do. They say get the strap.
Like 50 Cent was the first troll. Wendy's is just trolling people, man.
They really were.
Man, all right, so we got to get to the question of the day, man.
Yes,
So,
question of the day. Who is your favorite athlete that has never, or best athlete that has never won a championship? I keep saying NBA. Any kind of championship. It could be NFL, soccer, baseball, whatever you're into.
I mean, I want to say Karl Malone.
Karl Malone?
Yeah, because
Interesting.
Carl, I mean, the dude still has records. He's like
do.
up there, like top 10 in points.
He's number
you
2
know,
in points.
Number 2 in points, yeah, behind Kareem. Perennial playoff player, perennial all-star. Stockton Malone was like a machine.
Karl Malone was an amazing basketball player and a horrible human being.
What do you mean he's a horrible human being?
You haven't heard?
Nah.
Karl Malone got some chick pregnant at 13 when he was 19. And then that kid ended up being a football player, and that was the only reason Karl Malone acknowledged his existence. Was because he's famous now.
Okay, that's ugly.
Yeah, and then there's all kind of other shit. Like Karl Malone is like a staunch Republican. He was the first dude to he wouldn't shake Magic Johnson's hand for like years and years.
Oh, because he has AIDS, so
Yeah,
he must
exactly.
be gay or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
like he's just
fuck.
he's just a shit person. But I get for sports, yeah, I won't disagree. Like, dude,
He should have won a. Oh, all that being said, he should have won a title.
Yeah. I guess now that I mentioned it and I said like baseball and shit like that, I guess I'm gonna have to go with Barry Bonds.
Ooh.
Another guy that is kind of a shit person, but when you look at sports, that motherfucker should have got a ring. He should have got a ring. He should have got an honorary ring with the Giants. What? I'm like, did you spring a leak, nigga? Like, what the
Screw face. Barry. That steroid ass motherfucker. Nah,
Who
man.
was it? He
Nah,
was the
dog. Nah.
Time out.
Nah.
Everybody,
Nah.
from 1985 to 2005,
Nah.
every single baseball player was on roids. So Barry Bonds was the best of all the roided up baseball players.
Well, we all cheating, and you're the best of the cheaters. Okay, I've heard that argument before.
Yeah, that's the same argument for Lance Armstrong. It's like everybody was on roids, and he was easily the best roided up dude.
Yeah, exactly. So you cheating too, and you can't beat him. Well, he's obviously the best. Yeah, okay, I get it.
I mean, if everybody's on the same thing, that's an even playing field.
Nah, not
Okay.
the Bonds. But how close did Bonds ever get though?
He got to 2 World Series, I believe.
Okay, but he never won one.
Never
Okay.
won one. Yeah, matter of fact, when he was with Jeff Kent, or was it Jeff Kent? Yeah. Well, Will Clark. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like when they had that team back in I think it was 2001, 2002, they went to 7 games and lost. So like he was stupid close, but didn't get it.
Right, but okay, it was not okay. Yeah.
I think they lost to the Angels or something like that, or in the same league. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
No, they're not. Because the Dodgers in the same league as the Giants, so the Angels got to be in the AL.
I'm gonna put Steve Nash in that. I thought Steve Nash was dope.
Steve Nash is pretty good.
I mean, him and Amara Stoudemire in Phoenix. I mean, those guys were like,
If I got to go basketball, Allen Iverson for sure.
Yeah, AI. He did that. Did get that one game against the Lakers though.
He did.
I mean,
he got my respect out of that game too, because like the Lakers walked through the playoffs that year. They were 14-1 when they won the championship, and the one game they lost was that Allen Iverson 50+ point game, stepping over
Ty Lue.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Like let him know, like I'm here to play.
Yep.
Well, wasn't there Kemba Mutombo on that team?
And that was it.
That was it with Dikembe, right?
It was AI. It was the ghost of Dikembe Mutombo, and it was
no.
And it was a bunch of cats I really can't name, like Theo Ratliff, Eric Snow,
Right.
Aaron McKee, like just a bunch of not special.
You can make up black names like Ricky Brown. Yeah, Ricky Brown was on that team, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Ricky Brown."
Willie Turner, yeah. Oh, good old Willie Turner off the bench.
Yeah. Willie Johnson. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, Willie Johnson. Willie Jackson. Just making up black names. That shit would actually.
Tyreek Stevenson.
Right. He said, Tyreek, that boy could play. He was all right, Like, you could totally make up names and people would believe you for that.
Yeah, because
team.
It's one of those, how, like, you can play the classic teams on NBA 2K, but they don't really, like, it's a funny thing, like, since we're talking about Twitch, I used to play 2K, and me and my homie would always play the the classic teams because we play each other so much with the regular teams. We play each other like the '86 Celtics versus like the '88 Lakers or something like that.
Right.
And they wouldn't have the teams all the way flushed out. Like they would have like their top 8 players that you could name.
Right. The name players, and then after that, it's just like whatever.
Yeah. No. That's the thing. Like there was a guy named like they would have like R. Brown and like W. Jones and like I would just me and my buddy named those guys because they were on every classic team. So it was
Right.
like we called them Whatever Jones, Random Johnson,
Random Johnson.
oh, and Default Miller.
Default Miller.
Yes.
That's classic.
Those are my 3 all pro. Like on if you play like NBA 2K18 or behind, going
Right.
back, like you can find those guys. Those are my all-time all bench players. Whatever Jones is a classic. Like that dude would give you a guaranteed 10 and 5.
Right, coming off the bench. Right. Of course, I got to pump up my own player, Magic Juice Jackson.
Yes.
Magic Juice. Follow him at mjuice Jackson on Twitter.
15th player of the year, baby.
15th man of the year, sir. The best bench warmer ever, Magic Juice Jackson.
The juice. The juice, man.
As he always says, you know, beat to be the best, you gotta beat the best, and that's why I beat myself every night.
I would rather have Magic Juice Jackson than Dwight Howard on the Lakers right now.
Oh, you got him. You got him, though. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to go to the first game. Oh, I'm going to Staples Center. The first game. I'm going to be there.
I remember John Sally.
Of course.
Like, he was one of my favorite players that never got in the game. Like, he's basically the black Brian Scalabrine. Like, he's
Right.
one of those dudes that everybody like, but you don't care if he plays.
The white mamba, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
But he won a title with Detroit, right? Detroit, and it was Detroit. Like, he was on the Bad Boys.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he won one with Detroit. He won one with the Lakers. I think he won one with the Spurs on the end. Like, yeah, he got a bunch of titles just for
Right.
being a locker room guy, right?
Right.
Even to this day, right now, whatever accelerated age he was at, I would take John Sally sitting on the bench right now. Over
Like somebody's right now. Somebody's calling Lamar Odom's phone like, "Yo, dog." Like, like you know, hey, you know what? Forget about the crack shit. Just come
we
through,
will
man.
pay you in powder if you
We'll
want.
pay you in crack. We'll pay you in crack. Just
I
please.
guarantee if
please.
we set up some kind of payment plan to where Lamar don't get his check until after the game, that motherfucker is gonna average 20 and 20 for us.
What kind of crackhead shit is that? You're terrible. You're
I
terrible.
am terrible, and I don't blame Lamar. I love him. I love him as a player. I hope he gets well. I hope he is well, and I blame the Kardashians for that shit.
Yeah. Well, you know, Ben Simmons was seen with a Kardashian, so you know.
And he's young. He's still got time to get a good coke connect.
I mean, a Kardashian is
Ran off on the plug twice.
a Kardashian is the equivalent of an ACL injury, man. Like seriously,
yeah.
like you out for the year. Like
It's an Achilles.
Yeah, you out for the year. You
It's
out for
every
the year.
player's Achilles hip.
You out for the year, dog. Like you done. Like your 2020 season is over. You might as well not play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma was seen with one of them. I was like, run!
that should be part of the rookie yearbook. What was it? That rookie playbook where they're like, okay, here rooks. Here's what you need to do. Get your money right. You know, get the publicists. Don't talk shit to the media, and stay away from the Kardashians.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
Like, that should be it.
That's one of my closers now. It's like the Kardashians have hurt more black people than the NYPD.
Oh, God damn. All right, we got to wrap this up, man.
Oh, we do. I was just starting to have fun.
Let me leave you with some.
Rest in peace to the career of Andrew Luck. Rest in peace to next season for the Lakers because of Dwight Howard and our loose association with the Kardashian clan. I hope things go well, but I'm not expecting it. Best athlete, if anybody else would like to chime in, that's never won a championship. I said Barry Bonds. Kevin said
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. I said Allen Iverson as well. Any other sports I can't really think of. I don't watch hockey. I'm not a huge baseball fan. Football.
Right.
Who hasn't won a championship in football?
OJ. It's true, though. He was the best running back in the game for a long time.
Colin Kaepernick. That's my favorite player that didn't win a championship. There you go.
Rest in peace, Nate Dogg.
Oh.
Listen to G Child, the best award, G.
Kevin is never going to get young. He got old man years. But then again, I don't want to listen to Lil Uzi Vert either, so fuck it. Let's listen to some G shit. All right, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll be back. We'll be back soon. One of these Sundays. Dan Marino, definitely damn good choice for best player that never won one.
Oh, that's true. Dan Marino. That's
yes,
right.
Dan Marino should have won one. He should have.
Yep.
Unfortunate that he didn't.
That's how it goes.
That's how it be sometimes. If you're in the same division with the Patriots, it's going to happen. You ain't never going to win one. But
Yep.
they weren't even in his way.
Yeah, that's true. They were just mediocre.
He had to deal with Joe Montana and shit.
Shout out to the 49ers, Joe Montana.
There you go.
Boom.
But yeah, we'll be back every Sunday. Thank y'all so much. Thank you all for watching us. We appreciate the follow. You guys are awesome. We'll be back every Sunday.
Around 2-ish, color people time, you know.
Kevin,
so
do you
whatever
have
it is.
anything you want to produce or you want to promote? We're both comedians actively out here in this LA streets.
Nah, man. You know, I'm just at home writing.
Okay.
I've got no shows, goddammit.
Somebody book Kevin Munroe. You can reach him
It's
at
so sad.
Kevin_Munroe@gmail.com or something to that effect.
Kevin.Munroe
There
at
we go.
gmail.com.
You can see me. I'll be in Sacramento August 29th through September 1st with a very funny Ron Taylor and Andrew Orlofo at the Sacramento Punchline. And I will be at the Hollywood Comedy Store, not the La Jolla, the world famous comedy
Crack 'em
store.
up Thursdays.
In the belly room. Shout out to Michelle and all those funny people that's going to be on that show with me. And other than that, just find me on Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch, and you can see all the good shit that I'm up to. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to Showtime and Kev Podcast. Take
Yes,
care.
sir.
If you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, I'll be on UFC, get my ass kicked later. Holla at your boy.